Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for this portion or this part of the Pluto transit Aquarius. This is a really long transit, so I am going to do check-ins. So we're just going to check in today to see what this energy is looking like as Pluto is still around less than around 2 degrees of the sign of Aquarius. Look in your chart, see where that resides. You can see what house is being activated with the transformation that is taking place. And on top of all of it, we are in Scorpio season, which is the ruling, Pluto is the ruling sign or planet of the sign of Scorpio. So, very interesting energy right now. The first card that shows up is one thing at a time. If you're feeling overwhelmed, this is just that energy and that message of being mindful about that. Take one step at a time. Don't feel you need to. Um, Overexert yourself. It does feel like a time of really seeing things, or I feel that energy of attracting in, where you're seeing what's coming in, discerning that energy, that information, whatever it is, the experiences, whatever, and making like exploring options is how I'm feeling the energy. It's really strong. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. Next card that comes up is peace of mind. See, it's that energy of not being overwhelmed, of going within, having that peace and that balance internally, even though the external may feel a little chaotic or, overwhelming. It's a like having establishing and balancing that peace within and allowing the external things to transmute and go through a transformation. We have the next card that's showing at the bottom of the deck, and this is Reach the Unreachable. So I feel like this is a time where there can be some serious manifestation, where things are going to come into fruition. Again, I feel like it's as a result of being comfortable, confident, and strong internally, finding peace from within and allowing that to attract externally the situations that are be connected that follow in the physical, right? Next, look, it showed right back up, reach the unreachable. So this is really powerful energy showing up. I love to see this energy because I feel like it does really signify manifestation, bringing things into the physical. But I feel like it's, like I said, as a result of something that's been taking place internally. We have the bottom of the deck, and this says nothing is perfect. So this is about being your perfectly imperfect self and keep moving forward, persevering, doing one thing at a time. Small steps really bring you to a top of a mountain. So if you're feeling like you're climbing something and it's really heavy or like hard to get to the top of, just take one step at a time and keep moving. Next card that comes up is Coping with the Grief. So that's interesting. Bottom of the deck is Virtue of Humility. Wow, okay, this came out of nowhere. So I'm feeling with this energy, it just gives me this energy of somebody coming out of a really dark cycle or part of life. Um, I feel again, it's really strong about that shift, that change, that internal vibe. Like something feels different about who the way somebody is internally, how they feel about things, what they allow to trigger or bother them. I do feel like there has been, it just feels like, yeah, it definitely feels like a big shift. Like I feel more grounded, right? I'm feeling more grounded, practical. Um, I just feel a big shift and change, a transformation in their energy. Maybe the way they think, take what resonates, release what doesn't. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming up to clarify one thing at a time. So this can be in regards to something, I would say something you're working on, and I do feel that to be true, but it feels bigger and deeper than that. To me, this Nine of Earth is representing somebody building and co-creating and trying to establish like long-term stability. So this can be within relationships, That could be where you were coping with grief and going through some sort of major change, you know, in regards to that. Or it can be within your income, your resources, your home, your family, that sort of energy. Six of air is at the bottom of the deck. So I feel this is where things start to move forward. And it's interesting to see this as we're reaching up over here with this peace of mind. And that's the energy I was feeling about. I'm also kind of feeling like this over here with this coping with grief. I kind of feel when we get to that area for clarification, we're going to find that this is another energy, coping with grief. This could be why it's in front of you. It's like, you could maybe witness this or see this show up. And again, I kind of feel like it's not an intentional trying to cause um, sadness or grief in someone else, but I kind of feel it's about releasing something, and there is a process or there is some sort of energy that's showing up to be looking at. But let's keep going. Let's look at this peace of mind because I feel like somebody is building with that Nine of Earth. They're working hard to move forward to gain some sort of stability and security in their physical realm. And I feel like there has been an issue somewhere along the line. I feel like it started internally where, like when you're not at peace within your own heart and in your own soul, right? That just starts an entire war within. And I feel like someone recognized that that was taking place. And I feel like that's where they began doing the work, facing that shadow. That would be the truth. Ace. I don't know why I'm saying eight or ace of air, but I'm saying queen of air to the seven of earth, and that would be true. This is about knowledge, wisdom. This is about seeing things clearly. This is about a shift and a transformation in the way they process things, like in their mind. And then the seven of pentacles right there, that talks about what you're focusing your time, energy, and effort on. And I feel like somebody really spent a lot of time going within, doing some soul searching, and really recognizing that they needed to invest more time, energy, and effort into solidifying and stabilizing the peace within their own mind, within their own heart, within their own soul. And I feel like they've accomplished that. Six of air for the second time showing up. And this is where they're moving forward to reach things that they never thought they could reach for, or that could that they would manifest, that sort of energy. Clarifying that is the chariot. And now look at this, because this becomes very interesting to me. So with the chariot, it talks about moving forward, and I feel like that place of establishing and solidifying the peace within, really being comfortable in your own skin, confident about moving forward. I feel like as you're moving forward, you see this chariot is talking about moving forward to victory and success. And it's interesting because her eyes are veering off, and so is this horse being distracted on something on this side, and it's that grief, coping with the grief. So there could be some sort of distraction that is showing up. I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I feel like someone's sob story why they're not moving forward with you or something like that. It could be an external grief from you. It could also be an internal grief that kind of, when people try to pray, and I'm not saying pray with an A, I'm saying pray with an E, on people's feelings, emotions. They like to throw those titles out there and yada, yada, yada. And it kind of like is almost like a manipulative guilt trip into, stopping, blocking, or not having something, cut off is how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling with all this. So I do feel like there is going to be some sort of um, distraction that comes in. And again, it can be somebody who is going through a grieving and situation, or is, it could be an external situation that wants to distract you from you moving forward. So be mindful of that. So let's see what other energy wants to come up. Let's get some clarity on this coping with grief. Let's get some clarity on this coping with grief. Oops, this card flew. Wow. I feel like it's somebody coping or grieving because you're moving on, you're moving forward. Yes, look at that, four of fire, because I do feel there, and I don't know, because this is not good, right? You don't ever want to, I would hope you wouldn't ever want to, anyways, be that energy. Like some people don't want people to grow, evolve, and reach their highest potential for their own selfish reasons, because they, whatever it is. I feel like there's an external situation that is sad and grieving, you moving forward, you moving on. But when it shows me what you're moving on to, it shows the four of fire, which is a celebration of stability, of security, of could be long-term commitment, something like that. Like I feel like it's something, anyways, a celebration of something solid for the long term. So let's see what the universe has your back wants to offer as guidance to you through part of this transit. And this says, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And this is somebody really recognizing and knowing what they desire, what they want. This and I kind of feel like they have a plan on how to get it, how to reach it, how to manifest that into their physical reality. But then I feel like there's an energy that kind of, I don't know why, I just feel low vibration with it, is trying to hold someone back from doing just that. That's not good, right? That's definitely not good. Let's get some more energy here and messages from the universe has your back, and see what they're trying to say to you during this part of this transit. Again, it's still at the, like, right around 2 degrees of Aquarius, so this is, going to be a long transit. This is just part of that. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. And I do feel like this is somebody who, and again, I love how the colors are kind of working together, but it did make me feel drawn to the Chariot card even without the color, because I do feel like this is where someone's trying to be distracted and led astray and down dark avenues or alleys or things like that. Repetitive cycles, take what resonates, release what doesn't. And I feel like this is somebody who is more mindful, consciously aware of the distractions and what they look like. And, sometimes they just show right up, and before you even realize what's happening, you're distracted by something. And then you're like, damn, this really was not a good use of my time, energy, effort, whatever that is. It's being more consciously aware of that, having even more solid boundaries, enforcing those boundaries. The next card that comes up is, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. And I love that because I'm a firm believer in miracles. I've seen so many happen, I know, in my lifetime. I'm sure you all have stories where out of nowhere it was just like you never could see how it would happen, and then it happened. And I'm sure along the journey and along your path, you had a lot of, surrounded, right, by a lot of naysayers who couldn't see it, didn't believe it. And then, I just feel that energy. I'm kind of like that, feeling that grieving where someone's going to be grieving the loss, the loss of a connection, the loss of, something that was, I feel, really good. And I feel it for whatever reason. I'm not seeing what the reason is. I'm just feeling that energy that it's just time for this disconnect, for this severing, for this releasing, for moving away from something, right? I feel like it's a humbling experience for everybody involved in this. And I do feel like it is about people, places, things, situations like that. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. And this is someone getting back on their path. This is someone who has lost their way for a minute, or I don't feel like they're there now. I feel like they were there. And I feel like they went internally, they did the work, they started stabilizing peace within themselves. And now that peace is reflecting externally, and they're seeing what was distracting and disrupting that peace and eliminating that, is how I'm feeling with this energy. So Again, take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's grab one more to look at what you're moving forward towards. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. Bottom of the deck is, instead of praying for outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. And that is a beautiful thing to pray for, right? Absolutely, I agree with that. Because you really want everybody to ascend. I would hope you do. Like, I know a lot of people are out there and they really want what's better for other people. And I kind of feel like this is where I'm feeling like there's a humbling moment of like I'm feeling a transformation that takes place as a result of something that wasn't in balance, something that wasn't for a greater good, right? And so there can be a division where, like if people are on your path, where you can go down two different things because one's got to go through this experience of learning something, gaining wisdom, this, that, and the third thing. I'm focused on the person that I'm reading for, and I'm feeling like you are going down a different path because you are working towards the higher vibrational frequency, doing the right things and the right things happening, aligning with energies that are, you know, like I feel have standards or something. I kind of feel that energy. I don't know why. Nine of Fire. I feel like somebody has gone through. Yes. Look at when I'm pulling these cards over from the bottom of the deck where the Four of Fire, where there was a celebration. Someone really had to pull themselves out of a dark space. They've had to really go within and see, allow the shine, right? They've had to, like, I feel, illuminate who they are. We are all made of stars, and look at her holding the stars. This is the Nine of Fire. It talks about somebody who's been through a lot of challenges, experiences, and things in this lifetime. And now I feel like they're at that part where they're mastering the energy. This is the Emperor energy, where they're mastering the realm of structure and discipline, and how the stability, whether it be in their mental, emotional, financial, physical well-being, like what aligns and supports that energy and what doesn't, what creates distractions, blocks, or getting sidetracked. And I feel like they are moving on from that. I feel like this is where that part of this cycle is ending and they're moving forward to something more peaceful and nurturing. So I do hope this serves you well. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if this message resonates with you. I thank you for being here. I send you love and light.